just being happy about the show.
That was the strangest interview I've ever done. I'll throw that in for the fun of it. It was great, but it was definitely the science writer that had come.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, do you come into contact with, like, you know, other science people who automatically, like, assume that
we know things?
Yeah, that you
they
know
don't
things.
say that if they think it. They really don't. Like, I get asked that a lot. Like, do people think that you... And sometimes people ask, did you have some science background or whatever? I'm like, no, you know. And sometimes they're a little surprised, but, you know, in that regard, it's just like memorizing anything else, you know. Those kids on Grey's Anatomy weren't doctors before they were, you know. So no, I haven't dealt with that. But we do get a lot of people in the science field. We get a lot of people married to people in the science field who are like, oh my Lord, you're just like, you know, whoever. And I always think that's really cute. One thing that I noticed very early on is people are very quick to go, I'm so much like Leonard, or, you know, my friend, I'm like Wallowitz a little bit. No one's like Sheldon. And only people who are like Sheldon are when people point at them and go, he's just like Sheldon. So, you know, and I understand a certain aversion.
right over there?
I thought the episodes with Laurie Metcalf as your mother were fabulous.
Thank you. I love her. How wonderful is she? I mean...
Do you know if there's any plans for her to come back and
I bet you there's nothing set in stone. Or there could be, and I wouldn't know it yet. But I bet you you know, a lot of the guest stars we've gotten, we've been so lucky with because they're so good, which means they're also so in demand, you know. I mean, Christine Baranski's on The Good Wife. Laurie Metcalf's always doing something. I think she just closed a play in New York, you know. So it's also a matter of catch when catch can as far as they go. Like, is she available, and is this going to work, you know? Because they're laying those stories out far enough in advance that they're just trying to collide those times. That being said, there's tons of behind-the-scene work going on that I obviously don't know about, and they maybe are already working with, can you keep February open or whatever. I hope they do, because, you know, it's the kind of thing, both the mothers, throughout the run, and I've never thought of this or said this before, but at least one appearance a year. You really, you know, in all seriousness, and they're not going to disappoint, you know. You're not going to go wrong by getting them back, so go ahead and go for it. Like Judy Greer's a good example of somebody who, that's not a recurring character, but even if it were, it'd be another one that she's doing a million things, you know. But that's fantastic. It never ceases to surprise me. It's like, oh, they want to come to our show? You know, and even when we get more viewers and things are going well, you still feel that seed of, but it's our show. You want to come do it? You know? Judy Greer's coming to dinner, whatever, you know. And it's very exciting, so...
Right down there.
I think you could probably stay on stage and read the white pages of the New York phone book and be brilliant.
Oh. You missed everybody walking out up there.
Putting that aside, if you could put Sheldon Cooper on hold for a little while, what dramatic character would you like to play on Broadway?
Oh, boy. Well, I'm trying to think of something that's already created, and that's what's hard, trying to think of something that's already out there, because I'd love to also launch something new, you know. I would love to, and I've started saying this in my little head a while ago, I'd love to talk to a writer and say, like, you know, what are you writing, and do you need somebody? Can I help put butts in seats yet? Have we gotten to that level? You know? Because that's what it seems like it is so much of the time. And I really would love to help somebody launch something that I was passionate about. Specific character and stuff, that's hard. I was really drawn, when I was doing theater, to a lot of the darker comedies. I really loved the absurd stylings of, say, like a Charles Busch. I did my showcase after school. You do these little scenes and the agents come, hopefully, and then maybe you get one. But I did one of my scenes was from when Alan Ball was writing for the stage, and that kind of 6 Feet Under is an excellent example of exactly what he was doing then. You know, it's charming and it's kind of funny and it's a little creepy and it's, you know, and it was right up my alley. I really enjoy writing that line of, is that funny? Yes, it's funny. No, it's not. You know. So I don't know. I'm sorry I'm not naming anything specific. I studied so much Shakespeare in school, and it's funny. I always thought, well, I won't be doing that again. Even though I enjoyed it, I thought. But now more and more, I really miss it, and I would happily do something in Shakespeare again. You know, I guess there's always Shakespeare in the park. Yeah. Several parks, all across the country. So I don't know. But it's funny you bring it up because I was just talking today how eager I would be to come and do something in New York. You know, the fitting it into the summer schedule is where that's the key. You know, you've got this little the blessing of TV is that you have consistent work. Maybe this is one of the downsides is wanting to do something else, and you've got to fit it in this little window. But it's done all the time, so there, it will be done.
Well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have this evening.
Thank you all.
So,
thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.